Hi boys and girls, so this is the second video that I'm sharing with you. Jackson's going to be here watching too. So this is the first video I shared was me reading We're Going on a Bear Hunt story. So the activity we're going to hopefully do together is just a sequencing activity. So you'll be able to retell the story to someone at home. It'll look like this when we're finished. So hopefully you have the materials you need. If you don't, I'll give you, you can pause the video and you can get the materials you need. So you just need a plain white piece of paper and some crayons. As long as you have the basic, 8 colors, you'll be good to go. So the first thing that we're going to do is to take your plain piece of paper, we're going to fold it in half. You're going to fold it the hot dog way. So it's like a hot dog bun. Okay. Then you're going to take it and we're going to fold it into 2 halves. Okay, so you'll fold one side in like that. And then keep that folded to the other side and fold it in on top of it. And hopefully we'll have some pretty equal squares when we're done. Okay? Then you can open it up. And you'll see we have our 6 boxes. Those are going to be the 6 parts of our story. Okay? So, I don't have a chalkboard to lean on, so I'm going to be just leaning on a clipboard here. Okay? So if you want to take a crayon, any color is fine, whatever color you want. I'm going to use my gray. And you can trace the fold lines. It's hard to kind of do sideways, so give me a sec. So this will just help us outline our squares. Give me one sec to do this one. So like I said, when we're finished, you'll see that you have 6 squares. Okay? All right, well, the first thing that we're going to do is, excuse me, you're going to need your green. So if we think back to the first part of the story, the family walked through the grass. And if we remember, they walked through, move my paper over, they walked through the tall, wavy grass. So grab your green, and in the very first box, we're going to be making some tall, kind of wavy grass. I'm going to make 2 rows of them. You can make more if you want. Well, maybe I'll make 3. So making it like it's tall and wavy. Okay, that's what the family went through first, if you remember. Okay. The second thing was the deep, cold river. Oh, gives me the chills. So grab your blue and you can make your deep, cold river. So I'm going to make, almost looks kind of like a little slide, like that. And I'm going to color it in lightly. I'm coloring in our deep, cold river that they splished and sloshed through. Probably got pretty wet. I think Jackson's kind of acting out, huh? Okay, I'm going to use my blue. Thanks, buddy. Stop. And I'm going to I'm going to draw just kind of some wavy lines there. Okay, so that's the second part of our story. The third part that they went through was thick, oozy mud. Just picture that, and I feel it all squishing between my toes. Watch out, Jackson, please. So we're going to grab our brown, and I'm going to kind of make a big, circle-y kind of weird shape there. And I'm going to color in my big mud puddle. My brown, oozy mud puddle. Okay. Now this is kind of almost, we're sequencing the story, but it's almost like we're making a map too. Okay, almost like mapping out the path that the family took. So instead of making it a wraparound one and coming back to my left, I'm just going to kind of keep traveling down. Okay. So first we have the wavy grass. Second we have the deep cold river. Third we have the thick oozy mud. So we're going to travel down to the box right underneath, and we have the deep dark forest. Okay, can you sit down for me, bud? Thank you. So we're going to use our brown and our green to make our thick, our big dark forest. So I am going to make some tree trunks. Now, they said it's big, so I'm going to try to make lots of trees. So these are my tree trunks. Maybe I'll make them a little taller there. Okay. So I hope you're making some nice tall trees too, some thick tree trunks here. I'm going to make 6 of them. You could make more, you can make less. Just remember that they did describe it as a big dark forest, so big is the word we're trying to go with. I'm going to use my green, and just, you can make any kind of trees. I'm going to make some triangle trees here. You could make circle-y trees if you want. You can make them all the same. You can make them all different. It's completely up to you how you want your forest to look. Now these ones I'm going to make really tall. It's hard to color this way. I'm going to make this one. Oh, nice tall tree there. And then I'm going to make this one the same. Nice tall pine tree there. Okay, so the big dark forest. I'm going to take my brown, because they did say that use the word dark. I'm just going to kind of lightly, I don't want to do it too dark because I still want to see my trees, but I'm going to color over really lightly. Can you sit down for me, bud? You making a tree? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what happened next. They went through the big dark forest, okay? And then they traveled on. And we have the swirling, whirling snowstorm. So for snow, we think of it as white, but we have white paper. So I'm going to use my blue and my black. And I'm going to make some snowflakes. Now it's a snowstorm, so we probably need a lot of snowflakes. So you know that Mrs. DiTomaso makes snowflakes this way. I make X's and I make T's. Okay, I can do it again if you didn't kind of see. I think I might have blocked it. So I have an X. Oh, sorry, it's hard to do it. And then I have a T. It's hard to do without blocking my hand, sorry. So however you want to make snowflakes, I'm going to make a few of them around, first in black. And then I'm going to switch to my blue. I'm going to make some snowflakes around too. Remember, it's a snowstorm, so we want to kind of make a bunch. Then I'm going to use either my blue, you could use your black, you could use, I have a gray actually here that I'm going to use. And I'm just going to kind of make some swirly whirly marks. It makes it almost look like it's a little bit of wind. Let's see. It was a swirling, whirling snowstorm, if you remember. Okay. And then last, after they go through the swirling, whirling snowstorm, that's when they get to the narrow, gloomy cave. Ooh, creepy. So, to make my narrow, gloomy cave, okay, I'm going to make a big, upside down U. I go in a little bit. Kind of like that. Don't make it too high because remember they said that word narrow. I'm going to color it in with my gray. This black cave here. Okay. I can't wait to see what your cave looks like. Okay, now we know when they go into that narrow, gloomy cave, it's pretty dark in there. And they reach out and they feel the bear. It's pointy ears, it's googly eyes. So inside the cave, we're going to be drawing a bear. However you see a bear, however you picture the bear, that's how you can make your bear. So it doesn't have to look like mine. You know that I'm not the best artist, so I'm going to do my very best when I make my bear. But I'm going to give him a face, his head here, there's one of his ears, his other ear. I'm going to color him in a little first. I'm going to give him his body. I think mine's going to end up probably looking a little bit more like a teddy bear than a big ferocious bear, but that's okay. There's his belly. All right, now I'm going to use my black and add some features here. Here's his eye. Here's his kind of a nose. He's kind of gonna give him a little growly face. Okay, there's my bear. Okay, so those are the 6 parts of the story that I shared with you in the previous video from our story. All the parts that the family traveled to. Okay, so if you're ready, we're going to do one final part. Okay, so if you flip your paper over, think about what happened after they found the bear. Okay, they traveled back and they ended up back in their house. Okay, so you can draw the house. Here's my blue door. However you want to draw just a little house, because that is how our story ends. Okay? Oh, we'll do it in 1 second. Thank you. All right, so Jax is reminding me of the last part we have to do. Let me clip this back on. So, when we want to retell our story, remember we said that this is kind of like a little map. Think of it. Okay? So if we wanted to retell the story to someone, we want to walk them through the path that the family took. Okay? So grab your black crayon, and we're going to start at the the long wavy grass. Okay? So he starts up here, the family starts up here, and they travel through the long wavy grass. And they travel through the deep, cold river. And they travel on and they go through the thick, oozy, muddy, thick, oozy mud. Sorry, I'm getting all my words mixed up. Then they travel into the dark forest. Okay. Remember to use your black. You can make like their little path prints. Once they get through the dark forest, they go through the swirling, whirling snowstorm. Then they come upon the narrow, gloomy cave. So here we are here. Okay. And then, of course, they see the bear. Okay. Then the path retraces back to itself. And what we can do is we can make our path back to the house. So, if we wanted to retell our story, okay, we can start here, that the family walked through the long, wavy grass, and they traveled through the deep, cold river, okay, then the thick, oozy mud, then they traveled down to the big, dark forest. After the big dark forest, they went through the swirling, whirling snowstorm. And then they got to the narrow, gloomy cave. And that's when they found the bear. And then they quickly traveled back through the swirling, whirling snowstorm. Went through the forest, through the thick, oozy mud, the deep, cold river, over into the long, wavy grass, until they were back, safe in their nice house. So that is our going on a bear hunt map and our story sequencing page. So I hope that you were able to stay with me and create your own sequencing page. And I hope that you had fun. So I'm hoping that Friday, we will have a chance to connect, and you'll be able to show me, if you've had a chance to do it, to show me your sequencing page as well. So I look forward to connecting with you on Friday. Bye, everybody.